Are you with us?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about gratitude.
Yeah. So gratitude is absolutely amazing. I really, believe that it's a superpower that we all have.
hmm
That absolutely can be used to do amazing things in our lives. Um, so I mean, for me, that's something that we do. There's research that's been done that talks about the fact that doing that actually showing gratitude on a daily basis,
I mean,
practicing
for me,
gratitude
that's something
is
that we
something
do.
that
There's research that's been done that talks about the fact that
hold on.
We have some feedback,
Can you tell we're amateurs at this?
obviously.
But I think we're getting there here. Um, but in any case, yeah, the research says that actually the practice of gratitude changes your brain
hmm
as you practice it on a daily basis. If you write down, let's say, three things that you're grateful for on a daily basis, then what happens is that your brain actually sort of flips to begin to think about, even when you're not thinking about writing those things down. You're actually your brain starts to think about gratitude and what you're grateful for. It'll do that sort of subconsciously, which then focuses you on what is positive, what's going well in your life. Um, every group that
Yeah.
I do, I start when I do group therapy, we start with what we call new and goods.
Doing that actually showing.
And new and goods is just simply we talk about just the practice of gratitude, essentially what's going well in your life. Looks like we got Kaniaway joining us from
Oh, hi,
yeah.
Canoe.
Hi, Kaniaway.
Canoe lives in the UK.
Yeah, yeah. She says great topic. Yeah, thank you. We're glad you're with us. We'd love for you to join in. Feel free to type in the chat something you want to say, and we'll definitely attend to that. Um,
And welcome, Daryl.
yeah, welcome, Daryl.
So, so tell us about your new and goods, Tim.
Yeah, so we do that, and it's simply I got that actually. I borrowed that from one of my mentors, Diane Berg. She used to start all of our meetings that way.
hmm
What's new and good? What's going well in your life? Because ultimately, what that does is it helps us to facilitate looking at that. And what's interesting and amazing about that is that no matter how bad things get, no matter how difficult things become, there's always something for me to be grateful for. There's
hmm
always something for me to be grateful for. And one of the things that happens in our groups is that when somebody has difficulty finding something that they're grateful for, other group members chime in and say, you know what? How about this? They
hmm
go, oh yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
What about this? Oh yeah, I didn't think of it that way. So we actually it's a team sport, if you will. This whole practice of gratitude. One of the things we do, Jen, tell them about what we do sometimes, you and I, when we practice gratitude.
Well, I think when either of us are feeling like we're a little depressed or sad or upset or stressed about something, so here comes the big question. So, what are you grateful for right now? And we're
Yeah.
either prompted, either one of us could do it spontaneously at any time. And once we finish having the conversations, and we keep saying, and what else, and what else, and what
Mm-hmm.
and so usually within a span of like 30 minutes of talking about what we're grateful for, or either our mood is up or we're just in a better place and can't even remember how we really got there at all. And
Yeah. Because this whole thing is critical, is crucial, um, to really being able to maintain a positive self-image, a positive mindset. And
Yes,
positivity breeds success. Yeah.
yes.
As a matter of fact,
Positivity.
I would venture so far as to say that if you don't have a positive mindset and perspective, no matter how much money you make, no matter how big your house is, no matter how many vehicles you have, you're likely not successful,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have that comprehensive success that actually that we're all looking for. You may not have quality of life. Sometimes we get confused and we think that quantities in life uh, produce quality of life. That's not at all,
That's not the case, right?
not at all true. Quality of life is what facilitates uh, quality of life. I mean, big gratitude and having the right mindset is and emotional approach to life is what facilitates quality of life, and it often facilitates quantities in life too, because what we focus on is what comes to us. So if I'm focused on things that are positive in my life, guess what tends to show up in my life?
Mm-hmm.
Things that are positive.
Joy.
Joy, right? How about that? Joy, peace, right?
Mm-hmm. Perspective.
Perspective. Oh man, patience.
Could
Wow.
be worse. I
Woo.
think I think that's something that kind of helps us sometimes too, because we know when we have been in worse states, and
Yes.
actually the one that we're in at the moment is not as bad as some of the ones that we have been in the past.
Come on.
And so we
Yeah.
begin to give thanks actually for that,
Yeah.
that it's not
Yeah.
as bad as it could be.
So
So,
yeah. So gratitude is a superpower,
hmm
and it facilitates resilience,
hmm
right? So when the world has knocked me down, when life has just kind of beat me up, I'll be honest. Can I keep it real? Uh, we've had some challenges, yes, last few months.
hmm
Even we've had some challenges that we that, and it felt like sometimes life was just picking on us. you know?
yeah,
But we were just going through a season of challenge, of difficulty, and what's true is everybody goes through that. Yeah,
hmm
we're not unusual. So that's the
Can
question.
I talk about self-care and gratitude? Because I think
Hmm.
what happened for me, especially in this past month that we've been through, a lot of adversity, it seems. But one of the things that I think that helped me a lot too was just being able to kind of um, connect with you. Just being able to kind of pull away,
Woo,
decide how we were going to go on dates.
come
And we
on
did
now.
that a little bit. We were
Mm,
very intentional about dating. We were
yes.
very intentional about making sure that we just had some time together, whether it be
Hmm.
cuddling or touch or whatever our love languages were.
Okay.
And the love languages are, what are they, Tim?
Love.
Acts of service, touch, words of
Words of
affirmation.
affirmation.
Yeah.
Words of
Um,
affirmation.
there are two others, but it's
Quality
just
time.
quality time, yes. So making sure that we did those kind of things so that we weren't
Hmm.
always down and we weren't always looking at the negative. And so we took some time to really just make sure we took care of ourselves. I did lots of teas before bedtime,
Yeah.
which I needed, and eating right
Eating right.
because I tried to make sure. I think you went walking a couple times,
Working
and
out. Yeah. No, I did
you
some.
never do that in the winter,
I know, right?
but
Oh my
not
God.
like that. Outside, and it was
Mhm.
warm enough and nice enough to do it.
Yeah.
Um, so there are some good things that I think we tried to do anyway to refocus and still keep a positive mindset. And quite honestly, they worked. They
Mm,
really worked to
absolutely.
help us feel better. So,
So Keneally said, indeed, Tim, gratitude is a superpower. It shallows up pessimism.
hmm
Wow, you said a mouthful there.
yeah, canoeing.
Yeah, pessimism. Which takes me to the place where and I mean that's great stuff there. Um,
hmm
what's interesting is that fear, right? Fear-based emotion, pessimism, uh, uh, anxiety,
hmm
depression, right? Comes from the place where I simply believe that things are not going to go well. They are not
Swallows
going to
up.
go well, and I don't have the resource with which to handle that. Right? That's where that comes
Hmm
from.
Oh, she
Swallows
was
up.
saying
Oh,
swallows
swallows.
up.
Yeah, instead. I'm sorry, Keneally. Yeah, and what's true is that if we ultimately flip that around, and
hmm
instead of having a fear-based approach to life, we have, watch this, a faith-based approach.
Faith-based approach.
Faith. Now,
Hmm.
faith in not faith in a religious sense necessarily. I mean, that's okay too.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
all about that. But faith simply says, I believe that it's going
Hmm.
to work out.
Hmm.
Things are going to be okay. We'll get through this.
And
We
it's
don't
only
have to force it
temporary.
to deal with it. What'd you say?
It's only temporary.
It's only temporary, right? Oh, that song. We one of the
Oh,
things.
it won't always be this
Oh,
way.
come on now. We
We
we were
love
going
that song.
through.
We'll
We
put
had
that
this.
on real quick. It
We had
won't
we.
always be this way.
Oh, come on, sing it, girl. Yeah,
Sooner or
right. Sooner or later,
later,
it'll turn in our favor.
it'll
Come on,
turn in
man.
our favor.
Yeah. So we spend some time meditating on that kind of thing and believing that it's going to work out. And
Yes,
as we do that,
as we do it.
we find ourselves in having a positive outlook and perspective, and
Yeah, it
exactly
really
what
does
you're talking about.
shift. Really does shift.
It does shift. Daryl says, yes, it's deep, but so simple. Just believe and go through. That's what I'm talking about. Daryl said, I don't know that song. Play it for us.
Uh-oh. Really? Okay, we'll put it in the comments and in
Put
the
it in the
link.
comments. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
You
a
know
really
it. You
good
just,
song.
you just don't remember it from now, from
Hmm.
the way we presented it. But yeah, it's absolutely important and imperative and critical that we practice that on a daily basis.
Hmm.
When things are going well, and when things don't feel like they're going well,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it really does help to do your favorite things. I was telling my mom just recently just to pull out her coloring book. She was so tense and stressed
Mm,
and anxious about things. And I said, Mom, she's like, I don't have any I don't have any, what do you call them? Colored pencils. And
mm,
so I was like, Mom, you have 101 pens around this house. I'm sure all of them are black.
mm, right?
So I literally went around the house and found all the colored pencils for her, and got her book out. And I said, put it right next to her chair. And I said, just spend some time being contemplative. And even if you're just praying, even if you're just thinking through, or you're writing a journal,
Yeah.
writing in a journal, or talking to God, or writing a letter to God, or
There you go.
writing a letter to gratitude, even
There you go.
gratitude, I thank you. You
Yes.
know, I mean, you just kind of
Great.
have to be creative in the moment. And I think it really helps sometimes anything that you could focus on positive, it
Yeah.
begins to shift your mood.
So with that being said, very good point, Jen. Can I'd like to just ask those who are listening right now to drop in the chat. What's one thing you're grateful for?
Hmm.
What's one thing you're grateful for?
Yeah.
At least. And let's
And how do you
let's explain
deal,
that.
if there's something that you do in terms of, dealing with gratitude, please share
Yeah,
because
exactly.
really
So Jen,
important.
what's one thing you're grateful for? We would be
Oh,
remiss if we didn't say something
I really, hello, David Singleton. Nice to see you.
about it.
Um,
Ah, there he is.
But yeah, I think one thing I'm grateful for
Hmm.
is friends, near or
Man,
far. I really don't have a lot of them here in Rochester, but I do have friends that I can call on and be silly with, and
right?
just touch base with. And actually you're my friend too, Tim. So
Oh.
sometimes I can pull you into a corner and get you thinking about good things and get you laughing with me. So
Yeah,
I really appreciate the fact that I have friends that I can call on and quickly, and they're available. To
oh,
me, that's a resource.
absolutely. Lady
Yeah.
Singleton is with
Oh
us as
yeah, she's
well.
on too. All right, cool.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for
Welcome.
joining us. Yeah. So, what's one thing that you're grateful for?
Daryl
Drop that
said,
in the chat for me if you would.
okay,
Yeah. So, Daryl
disconnect.
says, great. It was a relaxing disconnect from mom. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think to pull away and do something different, and because it's almost like a distraction for your mind and for your brain,
Mm,
just to be able to distract your mind from worry, from depression or sadness or
yeah,
grief or whatever, your loss, or just
exactly.
how terrible you feel in the moment, right? It's a distraction. And so if you can pull away and have that little distraction that helps you to do something positive or focus on something for you in the moment, it can really lift your mood.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I'm grateful for, let's just, I gotta go here, is my wife, Jennifer.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. So there's a Bible verse that says, "He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing,
Thank you.
and obtaineth favor from the Lord." So she is
Okay.
my good thing. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that she would actually spend time with a guy like me, and have my back.
Mm,
So yeah, so that's one thing I'm grateful for. Okay, so having said that, I'm also grateful
mm-hmm,
for wow, there's a ton of things, but I'm grateful for just the fact that I have the opportunity to be here in Rochester and
mm-hmm,
experience all that I am currently experiencing. Um,
mm-hmm,
we when we Jen is from Rochester originally, but I've only lived here about 4 years, and so
mm-hmm,
it's a very different culture than I'm used to,
mm-hmm,
in a lot of ways, but very very interesting, and I've made a lot of friends, and we got an amazing church family.
mm-hmm,
Bishop is Bishop David Singleton. We go to the Ark of Jesus Church, so and where he is the pastor. So
mm-hmm.
grateful for our church as well. Yeah. What else are you grateful for, babe?
Um, well, Daryl has something on here. She says she's
Oh,
grateful
okay.
for her family. It's not one person that I don't feel I can come to when I'm down or I need to talk through some things. That's a resource for sure.
Oh my goodness, family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing, Daryl.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very good when you have like a good tribe of people who
Oh,
are there for
try.
you, no
Yes.
matter what. That always happens.
Absolutely.
Kaniwe.
Anyway.
Kaniwe said, I'm so grateful to having Tabi. That's me. My name is Tabi Singh. My African name. And so Kaniwe knows me as in Tabi. And she calls me the short of my African name. We met in South Africa. And so she calls me in Tabi as my friend, a divine friend. And it gets me emotional to think about how God connected us. Yeah, it was literally a miracle meeting her in South Africa. We didn't know each other at all before, but we spent 36 hours. And that's all we have spent together in our, what, 20-year relationship, just
Wow.
36 hours together in person. But we are really close and we use WhatsApp a lot and we get on video a lot. And it's just cool to have known her for so long. Yeah, we are very close in terms of being in a spiritual relationship and doing things for God. Yeah, very encouraging to one another. Pulled each other out of trenches, literally.
Wow. It's great to have friends like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So that's absolutely critical process that we also wanted to kind of chat a little bit about the whole concept of construct of confidence. And I
Confidence.
think that those kind of dovetail together. Um,
Hmm.
often we have people experience sort of a lack of confidence or a crisis of confidence.
Hmm.
And the whole confidence thing is also based on perspective, yes. Um,
Yes.
on positive perspective as well. So a lot of people promote self-confidence
Hmm.
as being important. I think self-confidence is important, but let me just share this with you. I think it's important to have confidence not just in myself, but in the folks around me, right? Um,
Mm.
so in substance use counseling, we talk a lot about the higher power, right? So if
Hmm.
you have a higher power, someone, something that is greater than you, that is
Hmm.
bigger than you, that has more capacity than you,
Hmm.
then ultimately it's way easier to actually begin to get into recovery and to be successful there. Uh,
Hmm.
folks who don't really claim a higher power will sometimes find themselves falling out of that because the assumption is that I have to do it all by myself. Now, here's
Hmm.
what's interesting to me. is that a higher power doesn't necessarily in the moment have to be God, right?
Right.
Uh, your higher power could be your family. It could be your community. It could be your your best friend, whomever, right? But you,
Mhm.
what's true is you need it, your confidence needs to be not just based on you and what it is that you can do and provide. It has to be based on uh, 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 a higher power, someone that's greater than you, that then can actually help facilitate when you're not able to do so. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's confident a lack of confidence comes from insecurities, and
Mm,
insecurities are sometimes based on past experiences that we've had that
hmm
didn't go well, failures that may have gotten into our path, relationships. And so um, it has everything to do with who we hang around with, how we inspire ourselves, how we affirm ourselves. And I think that what I try to do is use words that affirm me and remind me of who I am when I get in a
uh,
space of feeling like, I'm not doing very well, or I feel like I'm failing, or I feel like things are just going downhill for me.
yeah.
So I try to pull back and really think about, um, you know, what I have done well. In fact, I keep a lot of my good things. I used to keep a what's called a You Go Girl journal.
Nice.
And I would write things that I've accomplished in it,
Cool girl.
and and I would just keep that journal, and everything that I feel like I've done good and I've contributed to or I've been successful in, I go through, and after reading it, I'm like, wow, you
Mm,
know, you have to have confidence and courage to do these things. And it's so funny because I never really saw myself as a pretty courageous person
mm,
until much later in life, because I know I had a lot of insecurities growing up, but it was just helpful to hear some friends, who I kind of communicated with in my mentor my sister group say, wow, you have a lot of courage. You've done
mm,
some really cool things, and
mm.
that's a blessing to have been able to do those things.
Absolutely. That's awesome. The people around you, I think you said something really, really powerful
Your
there. The
tribe.
people around you, right,
Hmm.
will in a lot of ways inspire you to either to greater confidence or
Hmm.
to less confidence. So who
Yes.
you hang around,
Who
who
you
is who's
hang
in your
with.
circle, absolutely critical, right? To
Yeah.
to to what it is that you get to accomplish in life and do.
Yeah.
Somebody said I can look at who you're hanging around and tell you what the
Uh-huh.
next 10 years of your life's gonna look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that
That's true.
amazing?
Yeah. Kanewe said we did youth motivational talks together with no preps, and those young people are now so influential in South Africa. So
Wow,
yes,
influential adult.
Tim, gratitude is a superpower. She's talking about some young people that we spoke to in classes together, and
Wow.
we just went into their classrooms and kind of just hit it off. And that's how I knew this woman would be my friend forever because we didn't rehearse it. We didn't
Mm,
have any papers in our hands. We just walked in and started talking. And those
confidently.
kids needed encouragement. And so, yeah, that was
Yeah,
confidence, girl.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Kanye, for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think what's interesting is that so many people lack confidence, right?
Mhm.
Often we try to on the outside present as though we're all together, right? We look good, we smell good,
Mhm.
we walk good or whatever.
Mhm.
But ultimately, often deep inside, we don't feel like we have the capacity to deal
Mhm.
with whatever comes our way. But if you know that you have somebody you can count on besides you, right?
Mhm.
You have resource that isn't just about what you have resource available to you beyond what you bring to the table. Then ultimately you can have confidence beyond what it is that your capacity to handle it.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's really cool. It's very great to be able to talk about some of our past experiences. It's
yeah,
20 years today that Canoe and I last saw each other.
today.
But I'm so
Wow.
grateful you're joining from the UK. United Kingdom, Kenilwe. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind
absolutely.
of nice to know we have people internationally joining us.
Absolutely. So the so what I'd ask is if you're joining us and you're listening to us, we'd love for you to drop in the chat,
Hmm.
something that that builds your confidence,
Yeah.
something that actually, or maybe even a time when you needed to call
Hmm.
upon confidence and you were able to access it. Uh,
Hmm.
Tell us about
Yeah.
the people in your lives that could be counted as higher powers,
Hmm.
who actually kind of empower you to be and do more than you have the capacity to in and of yourselves. We'd love for you to do that.
Speaking of that, I was gonna say, I've had a lot of people in my lives who are mentors, and
Ah,
mentors often
yeah.
stepped in and encouraged me during hard times because it seems like sometimes you can't even really go to friends because they're not where you are, or we might be a little ashamed or a little embarrassed to
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody kind of like all the in-depth things that we're going through and feel like they're gonna judge us. But here's the thing, sometimes if you
Mm-hmm.
have that special mentor
Mm,
or someone that you know will give you a non-judgmental approach to or find solution or remedy or pray
mm,
with you, whatever it might be, or always is there to give you some kind words. Those are the people that you need to be reaching out to. And I think that that's always what made me feel safe when a mentor or somebody was there that would be present. I can name a few of them, but I have at least five of them that I know I can turn to right now. So, who are your mentors?
mm.
Do you have those kind of people in your life? And if not, let's try to figure out a way we can get some.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how my mentors came into my life. I believe they were just God given. I mean, I really don't think one of them I just met at a conference.
Mm,
Well, actually, two I met. Three I met at a conference. So it's getting out there, right? And putting yourself out there in those spaces where you're learning, trying to
mm.
know more about yourself, trying to engage with others. I think that's really important. That's funny that three of my mentors were from conferences that I went to.
Really?
Uh,
Wow.
but another one was from church. Yanilwe is my mentor. She came just like on a prayer and a dream of wanting to go to South Africa, and bam, it happened.
Wow.
So were they divine connections? I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have those people in our lives, and sometimes it's just a matter of, you know, asking for them. Ask,
Yeah.
seek, knock. Hey, if you don't have something, sometimes it's just a matter of just asking,
We're
hey,
asking.
I really need this in my life. Where can
Absolutely.
I go? How can I get it? Let me reach out and do some things.
Mm-hmm.
What was the site, Tim, that you and I used to go to all the time when we wanted to engage and know people in the community? Do you remember what it was?
The site.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a website.
hmm.
We would go to like I even put my book group on there once. I can't think of it right now, but it was a website where you
Hmm.
want to meet people in your community and all around the world. There's a way to do
Meetup.com?
that. Huh?
It's not
Meetup.
meetup.com.
Yeah, meetup.com
Meetup.com. Oh,
is
okay. Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd like to just acknowledge Bishop Singleton
Hmm.
as one of my mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the sense that he and I talk things through sometimes. He
Hmm.
allows me to bounce ideas off of him, and we and he helps me in that way. So I just wanted to say I appreciate it. I believe that giving people
Hmm.
their flowers while they can enjoy them. So
Yes,
yeah.
that's
Um.
true. Hmm.
So yeah. So let's see. Where are we time wise? Okay. Good.
Hmm.
So we wanted to kind of we appreciate you guys being on with us today. We're not going to keep you too much longer. We just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about some of the things that we've been talking about in some of the on our radio show. Uh,
Hmm.
we invite you to join us for that. Go to uh, Urban Enterprises,
Urban Radio,
Urban Radio
Tulsa.
Tulsa.com.
That to come.
And yeah, and our show comes on at 3 o'clock
3 p.m. every Saturday
in
and
Eastern
two
time.
o'clock Central. Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
In
3
Canelway, I don't
Eastern
know what that is in
in the UK.
the
Yeah, I'm
UK.
not sure. I think they're like 4 hours ahead, maybe something like
Five. They're 5 hours
5 hours
ahead.
ahead.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
about eight or nine p.m. But
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Yeah, so and then we're going to be doing these Facebook Lives on a weekly basis where we'll just kind
Mhm.
of pop on and discuss some of the things. And so if you have things on your heart that you want to talk about, you want to share, we
Mhm.
want this to be a two-way conversation, so that we're not doing all the talking. But we
And we're
thank you
gonna
guys.
put those videos in the actual group, Psychology of Everyday Success. So you'll be seeing those pop up soon if you miss them.
Absolutely. And if you're not already a member, we'd love to have you join us.
Or
So
invite someone. Yeah.
invite somebody. Absolutely. All right. Well,
hmm
listen, we're going to sign off. Thank you for being part with us, and we look forward to it next Sunday at uh,
Okay.
at 5:30 p.m. Have
Okay.
a great evening.
All right. And it's 11 o'clock your time, Kenowa. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thanks for joining.